Hey, how are you doing, Diana? Yep, quite impromptu indeed. These are the best. I'm working on a three-headed monster dragon. Hope your day's going well. This painting is going to be a little involved, I should say. A lot of building up of certain colors and all that stuff. So, it's just me painting, having a good time. This is more of a fun project. Something for me to just do and have a good time with. That's all. It's a 16 by 20 inch board here. It'll be a lot of building up of colors and such. So, hopefully, when all done, it will look like something right out of the pit of hell. But it's all got to be built up slowly here. And with this one, I wanted to put it on canvas. So, it's just me playing around, having a good time right now. This is just the pretty before the ugly. No glycerin or anything, it's just paint and water right now. Yeah, I don't even think it's 50 degrees out here now. So fall's trying to come in. So I don't know if we'll get the last hurrah for good weather. Who knows? Had to bust out the great big fluffy today. But of course, synthetic and white, um, it tends to be rinsed out and washed a lot. You gotta really do it by hand to get most of the water out and then put the beater rack to it. My palette's not too complicated down there. It's pink, um, burnt sienna, cad yellow, Grumbacher red, and we got some titanium white over there. But of course, I have to bust out with. Actually, I'm gonna deepen the red a little bit more. But like I said, this is gonna be built up and built up. So I need a little bit of this craft paint white, and I'll put a little bit of it right here. I just need a little for right now. Like I say, everything will be built up and built up and built up. So I'll be spending quite a bit of time just messing around with the various colors and all that good stuff. Oh, and I'm gonna need slightly larger brushes to play around with this for right now. Well, that's because it's going through my Epiphan. I got everything going through that unit. That's how you can see the picture in picture. Because I can take my Epiphan here. If I slide over and I'll reach it here, I can take it and do all sorts of stuff with it there. Okay. So it's just showing you the different ways I can do stuff here. There. I can move the box around. Alright. So all sorts of stuff I can do with it. So let's take a little bit of this red. We're gonna take the red here. And we're gonna deepen the red in certain pockets. Right in here. And we're gonna play around. We're just gonna have a good old time embarking on the pit of hell here. All in stages, all in little, little spots here and there. Just, what I like about this canvas, or doing it on a canvas, is that you can really manipulate. You can move this stuff around a little bit, have a good time. I'm gonna try to keep that spot kind of bright in there. Have a lot of fun with it. So as I'm getting my little choice colors, it's going to be particularly dark down in here, because I kind of know what's going to happen and what's going on with this. I'm going to probably go with a little bit of this nice burnt umber. Now I have to be careful because burnt umber has a little green in it. I had to use my teeth to open up the cap. That lets you know how much of this I use, which is not really much. Now if it starts turning a little green, I can do something with that too. But I'll get a little bit of this dark umber. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. Now, like I say, I'm not using any glycerin or anything of that nature right now. At least not now. Not yet. I'll surround some of that. I'll sneak some of that up in there like that. And we'll go back up here. It's called Epiphan. It's a webcaster. Actually, I'm using two units. I just can't think of what the other unit is. The other unit is the one that controls the camera, the physical cameras themselves. They switch from left to right, up and down, changes the viewpoint and all of that stuff. But the Epiphan itself, I can. It's like your StreamYard. I can go to Facebook, YouTube, and they got a few other ones that I'll never go to. Other platforms that it accepts video. So, and when you see me switch the way I did, there was no video tearing. Everything was a clean switch. So, it's all good. I'll be doing a lot of fading. I guess I'll use this guy. I'll fade him a little. Lot of blending and fading. Nah, I don't like this guy. This guy's too. This is a synthetic brush, and what it does is it just tears through the paint. So I don't want that. I don't want this one. That's what synthetics will do for you. I got a beady rack down in the side. That's all that rustling you hear. Let's get the softer guy again, but he's a little wet, so I'm gonna have to use. Well, he's just gonna have to be used wet. That's okay. I'll just rubbing it off on my towel. I got the towel on my lap. We'll keep using this thing here. You just can't beat a softer brush, to be honest with you. So, but like I said, there's gonna be a lot of building up of colors here. A lot of building up, and it's gonna look like clouds and stuff happening all in here, because once I start getting the main build going, then I'll use a smaller one and we'll start getting more detail-ish. Now the paint is still wet, which is why I can manipulate it the way I'm doing. Pressing fairly hard in some spots, a little light in others, because I want to get the variances in tones and whatnot. Now I can also spray this with water to get it loose again, but I don't have to. I want it looking like this. This is looking the way it's looking on purpose, because once I start adding details and all that fun stuff, it'll start making a little more sense. But since I am using water, it will dry a little faster, so I have to be a little expeditious in my timing. Once I get done with this, I'll look back up and see if you wrote anything else. Now I'm playing around color wise with midtones and lights and whatnot before I add that black. And when I add the black, it'll be mixed in with a little red and some of this umber and all of that. I'm just moving it around, being a little more aggressive with my X strokes here, just to smooth it out a little bit. But I'm not getting rid of all the tones and all of that. I won't do that. Some of the paint is heavier in some spots. See down here, all this is going to be pretty dark down here anyway, so it don't matter. I'll just keep building up color and color. So, but every time I use it, it looks a little like this. I'll put it down here. You guys can see it. See, it looks kind of messy like that. It looks like one of those harp seals that got hit in the head or something. Bad analogy, but you kind of get my drift. Once again, I just rinse it out really good. I got the Bob Ross rack, but I got it in a metal pail. Here. I've been online for a little while, and my Facebook or my YouTube channel is kind of tough to get people to swing on by and get the numbers. I'll keep doing it or whatever, but yeah, it gets a little I can't say discouraging. It's just that they just don't. I guess they just don't seem to come, which I guess they will in time or whatnot. Oh, we'll play around with this little yellow. We can't leave the yellow out. So we'll kind of liven that up a little bit. Hold on. Now the thing is with these thick brushes is that they take a lot of paint. I'm just doing a series of X strokes right now. I'm going to pretty much get rid of all instances of white behind here, which is why I kind of undercoated it with that pink. And I'll just keep it moving, keep it going. I'll be getting some more yellow. And once I get things where I want them to be, then I'll start adding the black. Then I'll mess with smaller pockets of color here and there. But right now, it's just regular plain yellow. This is transparent, so obviously you're picking up some of the other color, which is fine for right now. It's all good. No medium, just all paint and just blending it in. And it's just continuing the X strokes. So you kind of get the softness and the blend you want. Especially here toward the center here, all up in here. What's my inspiration for monsters? I've always been a Godzilla fan ever since I was a child. It was just something about the lizard. More of a Godzilla fan than King Kong. King Kong was always a sympathetic bastard. All he did was just love a girl and got thrown off a building for it. Poor dumb monkey. The Kong, it's actually a really good story, to be honest with you. Let's get a little titanium white. I'm gonna start to brighten up a few things here. It's a really good story if you really look at it for. Oh, this is mixing white. It's not titanium white. So The mix, the brightness will come, but it's gonna come in gradual stages with mixing white, which is cool. It's fine. As you can see, it pumped up that color just a little bit. And I'm not care about it looking particularly neat and nice. That's not what I'm aiming for as of right now. But yeah, it was a good concept, story-wise. I'm speaking of the first version there, the one done in the 30s. Now, as I'm doing this, all I'm doing is brightening the yellow, and that's all it's brightening. It's not brightening anything else. So the attention is going towards the yellows and more towards the center mass area. Like I said, all of this will make sense in time, what I'm doing. Because you still, even in the painting like this, you still, even though it's color, you still have to maintain your sense of working from the back to the front. Okay. Now, even though most of my colors are relatively bright-ish, okay, it looks a little bleached out for the simple reason that I got these lights on the way I do. Okay. I think I'll kind of give a little bit of love up here to these upper reds here, but I'm not using white, I'll just use the yellow. And like I say, yellow's transparent, so you just get an orangey kind of glow going on with the red up here. So I'll give the red a little more life than what it's got going on right now. I use my yellow in stages. Once I run out, I'll use more. So this way I know I can use just the right amount of paint. Yes, it is zinc white. Blending white is zinc white, yes. Where am I at? I can even get away with sienna with the yellow here. And just keep blending. Blend, 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 blend. That's all you're doing. And I'm just really waking up the reds a little bit. So it gives me that orangey look. And that's fine. And it's coming in patchy, and that's how I want it. We'll be playing it, like I say, once the blacks come in, you'll see. And once I put the blacks in, I have to wait for the blacks to fully dry to pretty much continue on. Alright, I think I'm somewhat satisfied with what I have. I'm going to strengthen some of these browns down here a little more also, but let's clean off the brush. So a lot of this is just building up all of this color. We're going to go back into our burnt umber. I like the burnt umber. I use a specific set of colors, not too many of them, but a specific set because I like the mixes they give me. Okay. And plus, when it comes to blending darks or whatnot, I'm varying my brush strokes. I'm going pretty light. X strokes, like that. If it's pretty wet, then I can do a lot of the blending with the soft brush. But as of right now, what I'm doing is fine. Like I said, I'm just getting some darks in there, up around in this area here, and I'm just laying down color. And once I add black, it'll blend some of this and cover some of that up anyway. So I'm not looking for anything to be transitionally smooth as of yet. Just going to pop some of that dark color in there. Especially down here in that corner. The corner got to be particularly dark. And it also draws your eye into the center. And there'll be a little something special over here on the right hand side, but that's a little later on. Alright, let's dig up some red in here. And we throw some red up around in there. Scrape up the rest of the red. We'll put some of that red in here too. You see how I'll sneak some of that red in there. Just like that. Switch hands and go on the other way here. With this camera setup, I have to be mindful of where my head is. Okay. Now sometimes with my arm, especially with the camera, you can see more of my palm on my right hand than you see the strokes. But you know, Okie dokie. We're playing around here. I guess I'll get my little flat thingy here. See how if I can still get a blend out. Nope, it's too dry really. It's doing a little bit, but it's still overall it's still kind of dry. I'll softly do what I can do with this. I still want my tones and stuff hanging around in there. This is still wet up here. Different paints have different properties. The mixing white is a little, shall I say, greasy for an oil paint. Zinc white. So it kind of lingers. I can still see the shine from the lights. That's why I know it's still kind of wet. And I'm just smoothing out some spots. That's all. No big deal. Don't want to stick around one spot too long or you end up burning a hole in it. Now because I have my Roku going, the internet might time out, so every once in a while I might have to reboot on my tablet. I have to reboot what do you call this? YouTube. Only on my tablet. The main system will keep running because it's wired in. It's not Wi-Fi, so it's just gonna keep on filming. I understand, young lady. I fully understand. Go ahead, go for what you know. No problems here. It seems like you've got a nice one you're gonna do tonight too. But I will catch it if I stay a little too long here. So I'm just taking some of my little umber and I'm gonna bring some of that up here in the corner, just like that, just up around in here, play around with it, up in here, and I'll just lightly patch it all in there like this. Like I say, I'm not worried about the dark sneaking in there in the light. Like I say, a lot of this will be covered with, quite a bit of it will be covered with black. So I'm just building up some of the dark area. It doesn't matter if it's kind of scratchy looking and all of that. No problems, because other colors are going to help that out. Up here in the corner. Everything has to be kind of aimed toward that center. Okay. Which is why I'm doing what I'm doing. And it's just dry paint, no medium, no water, no nothing. Just the medium. Everything else will be blended in due time. Just building up the colors here. Wow, that was one heck of a growl. My dog's sleeping, so apparently he's dreaming about something that's upsetting him. That was a growl right from the bottom of his stomach. Thought I was looking at one of these werewolf movies. Right here I have rubbed the patch because I rubbed too hard with the blender. But we shall nicely do something about that. Now as you see, there's little patches of clear and stuff like that, which is cool. You know, we're gonna utilize and use all of that. Now as the paint's wet and I'm keep manipulating it and playing around with it, I have to be very careful so I don't scratch a nice rub a patch of white out on it. But like I say, once I institute the black, none of that's going to matter, not one bit. Okay. And plus I'm looking at it in the monitor. Okay, Chrissy. I'm looking at it in the monitor, so when I look at it in the monitor, just change the lighting a little bit. When I look, you can't see it, but there's all sorts of tones and stuff happening in here. But as I look at it in the monitor, I'll scrumble some dark in there too, like that. it's like a different set of eyes when I look at it within the monitor. Now I'll start to add probably some glycerin and stuff like that. Start blending all this stuff in, tying it all together, but not yet. I'm gonna keep on at it. Alrighty then. Alright. Let's start having a little fun. Let's use, I'll probably still, well, maybe I'll use this round brush. I got this is a Ross brush, a little softer. It's a little more kind to the public people. So we'll start. Where's my glycerin? It's time for the glycerin now. No more water. It's glycerin time. It's just to get the paint moving around, get it pretty slick and whatnot. I'll just put it in there like that. Alright, let's start building up some stuff here. Get some brightness going here and there. Just like that. Keep patting it in there. Just like that. And remember, it's got the glycerin in it, so now I can rub around. It's going to give me all sorts of tones. It's not going to tear apart. It's going to start acting really blendy. And remember, yellow's kind of transparent, so I'm just pouncing some colors, some bright, just like that. Very smooth once you put the glycerin on, and it's on canvas. So the more you blend, or the more you use the strokes, the more it blends in. That's what I'm trying to say. Let's get a little more yellow. So I'm going to start building up some highlights and some brights here and there. Thing with these brushes is that they do take quite a bit of paint to use. Okay. Do a couple bench presses for me. Of course, I didn't add no glycerin to that. There we go. Do 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 do. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Hey, what's going on, Bill? Hope things are well with you. Yes, I'm doing the three-headed dragon today. Told you I was gonna get to it. All right, we're gonna let that settle for a little bit. Get out of there. I got some hairs that are kind of escaping here, looking kind of crazy. Gotta do a paintbrush ectomy here real quick. Can't have no loose hairs running around here. There. Okay. That ends that. Everything's kind of a slow build-up process. which is to be expected, you know. A lot of dry brush, not too much glycerin or anything. Not now, not at this stage, not not at this stage in time. All right, let's kind of get some get some more soft white, and we're gonna kind of liven up this area here. No glycerin, just a little bit of soft white, and just kind of blend it in there like that. Just in certain areas, certain little pockets. And soft white, all it does is magnify whatever color you got down there. So it just brightens it up a bit. I don't have to go too crazy with it. It just, you rub it like so. Usually a softer brush, but on this canvas I can beat it up a little bit like that. I'll start to use titanium white a little bit later in the process. Only a little bit later though. Okay. I hope he is feeling better. All right. Okie dokie. I used up all of my soft white, which is good. I'm just picking a brush that I can work with a little bit here, a little softer. Let's try old wedgie here. Well, it's a synthetic brush. I don't really want to deal with a synthetic brush. All that's going to do is cut up my stuff. I guess I'll use Old Faithful down here. I haven't used him in quite some time. So, nah, he even might be a little stiff. I gotta pick a softer brush. I really don't want to mess around with my soft blendies, but I might have to get the next stage going here. I might have to. Oh well, gotta do it. You know, gotta do it. Get a little bit of the glycerin. Now we're gonna start glistening up this stuff. And the glycerin, as you know, all it does is oh yeah, that's not wise. How did you manage to pull that miracle off, boss? And all I'm doing now, this has got glycerin on it, so it'll kind of fade and whatnot. But this is the stage I'm getting to anyway, so it doesn't matter. Wipe some of this off of my brush just a tad, and we'll just stroke back and forth and just blend this stuff out. Circle and blend, circle and blend away. Blend it into nothingness. there's no glycerin on the board itself, it's just on the brush. So right now it requires me to press down a little harder just to get the paint moving and fade it out a little bit. Just like that. Get some more of this glycerin-y sticky stuff. Start messing with stuff down here, down below. Don't be concerned about trying to lose all the brights. That will be recovered. It's recoverable. But right now I'm adding this in on purpose. Now once I do this, okay, get the colors down where I want them or whatnot, which is what I'm doing right now. I have to wait for it to dry quite a bit, and then I'll do the glycerin thing, and that's when all the fading and all the craziness will start to happen. You'll see what I'm talking about. But right now I'm just laying it all down. As I was talking earlier, even in color you have to work from the back to the front. So like I said, all this will look like something from the pit of hell when it's all done. It's probably getting pretty close to that right now. And I got strategic stuff placed, and everything's still gearing toward that center area here. Alright. Clean off the old mop brush pretty good here. Now I'm blending, as I'm shaping this, I'm blending it pretty hard just to get it into the paint that preceded it. So I'm actually moving this pretty good. But I have to be careful when I do it, because you see these specks here? That's actually the paint coming off. You see in the white again, but that's okay. That I'm not worried about. That's all good. But as you see with a larger brush, this is a synthetic brush, so it kind of cuts through all of that paint. So you have to be kind of careful about doing it so hard. This is where you start varying your pressure, because the paint's a little tacky. Okay, I'm getting little patches. Got patches here, patches here. I'm gonna get more patches when I rub over here, and that's fine. That's okay, because a lot of that will be covered up. It's okay. That's fine. All of that is good in the hood. So I'll let it tack up and do what it's got to do. Get out of there. Alright. I rinse off the brush often, especially these guys. The bigger brushes, you're really going to have to take 2 hands and rinse them out. Squeeze the stuff out of them there. And these are synthetic brushes. They bounce back. Well, this here, I don't know which one you're talking about. Yeah, you gotta be talking about this. A lot of that would be covered up. Okay, as I'm doing this, right, and I'm looking at it and whatnot, I can start to kind of pinpoint some direct brightness in spots. Okay, I'm gonna use a little bit of this pink, and the pink is really toward for the red-ish stuff, like in here. Okay, this is craft paint red. Okay, then I'll just fade it out. Now remember, I don't have no real medium on this, so you know, the pink is mainly to showcase a little bit of the red area all up in there. Okay, not necessarily anywhere else. And this is a soft brush, so you just softly blend this stuff out. But I don't want to overblend it. So it looks like smoke and all that wonderful stuff happening with it. But I'm only going to go into the reddish areas, reddish brown areas. So I'll just tap whatever shapes I'm looking for all up in there like that. And you just blend it out. Now I'm blending dry. So it's more of a scrumble type of deal, what you see me doing here. But now you start to see stuff take shape. Ah, she returns. She's curious. How far did I go? What does he have done? Because I can't stand to listen to his lisp. I'm slowly building up smoke. I'm slowly building up little pockets of debris, shades and tones and stuff like that. Here and there. Usually with the reds, I'll add like pink. Stuff like that. But it's just, like I say, shades and tones, nuances. Um, some of this may be covered up also. So the person that's ringing me doesn't know I'm live. I don't have my phones with me. There. So hopefully you guys are trying to catch or catching what I'm kind of doing here. Now I know where I'm strategically placing them, but as I tap and do all of this, what shape is going to happen, I have no idea. But it does not matter. As long as they're in the general area, it's all good, baby. And I smooth it out and whatnot. Okay. So we're still building up little things here and there. I did not add any white to it. If I start adding titanium white, that's like kind of close to near the final stage, and that's not where I'm at, nowhere near close yet. So this one's gonna this a lot of work is gonna go into the clouds and whatever. The creature itself will be backlit, but that's the overall reason why I'm putting so much into your background. Okay, those who know monster lore know exactly what I'm doing, especially with the newest movie that recently came out. It's a pretty iconic scene. It makes a pretty good image. So I decided to do a little something with it because it looked just oh so cool. All right. So what I'm going to have to do as of right now is, I really don't want to use this damp one, but you know what? I got it. It's here. I'm going to let this tack up, let it dry. It has to be pretty dry so I can glaze the whole deal, and then that's really fun to start, because that's when we'll really start adding details and having a good time with it. I could put the black in there in certain spots right now, and then wait. I could do that and just let it dry that way too. So I might just do that. Why not? Because whatever highlights and whatever else I want to do with it will be going over the black. So I'm only half loading the brush with the black right now. Yeah, you're late to the party, Billy. You are late to the party, my friend. That movie was all right. To be honest with you. Now what I'm doing right now, because I'm still doing it dry, is that I'm carefully gonna fade out what I would like to fade out with the black. Black is kind of integral to what I need in this. and it also helps lead you towards that center. Okay, so I'm just gonna put it in patches, fade out what I want to fade out, you know, especially all up in here. Just kind of gray it out, fade it out a little bit. Not necessarily everywhere, but you really have to um, be choosy, be careful. It's definitely going to be black down towards the bottom. Everything has to lead toward the center here. But even with the black, I don't want to overpower the rest of this with the black, and I won't, because with acrylics, when you're using such a dark, strong color, all right, um, as black, you can go over it, add little tones and whatnot to it. Okay, so, and you can be kind of sparse with it. You really don't have to be heavy-handed with black. All right, as I come down here, I'm just patting off what little bit of color I got left. I'll come here. Definitely got to get the corners solid. I don't really want anything um, too light oriented here. I'll still play around and probably keep that orange patch. I like it, but we'll see if it fits with the mood of the painting. I'll keep it. If it does not, it shall disappear, and I won't think twice about it. That's just how I roll. So it starts to be all about composition, even in color. Even doing this stuff, it's still all about composition, believe it or not. Now, I was gonna add this later, but yeah, I think it's just best for me to kind of add it right now. And I'm blending dry. There's no medium on here, so whatever's gonna happen right now. Like I said, I can add, once it's totally dry, I can add the other stuff. But you do need the black. And once you put like red and other colors on top of this stuff, you'll see. So everything's still a build up process. La 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 la. And just fade it out to whatever. All up in here, strong, dark, strong, strong, strong. Bring it down, bring it around. Come here, do the same thing. With this Ross brush, you can press down a little bit. You know, you can really get up in there, put it right into the fiber of the panel. Have a little fun. Have a little fun, son. Get the hair out of there. Harbinger of doom. I like that glow. I'm getting to like it more and more. La 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 la. I'm just thinking about something here. I want a strong little border type of thing right in here, and then make them disappear. But down here, fade that guy right out. This is still me blending dry. There's no medium, no nothing, not on the paint, not on the board, and it's just me just scrumbling away. Blend, scrumble, scrumble, blend. That's all I'm doing. Just like that. Okay, dokie then. Now it's a waiting game. Wait for it to dry. Which is another reason why I didn't add really too much medium in this, because I know that I'm gonna go over this stuff, and so I need to have it dry. Follow me. All right. So I rinse this off. I know you guys don't notice it, but I do, and I'm gonna accentuate it. All right. I'll take this guy here. Now you guys don't really see it, but see, there's a little patch right there. All the little patches. I'll put some little glowy things in there. I'm just gonna take a touch of yellow, even smaller touch of red. Let's stir it around a little bit. Get some more yellow. Okay. Now I have to be careful. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. I have to be careful because anything yellowish that gets in touch with black is going to turn green. I got a little bit of yellow ochre. I'm going to put some yellow ochre in here. Okay. So I got a little yellow ochre. Actually, I got a lot of yellow ochre. Get some more of the bright yellow in there. I don't need really even this much, but we're going to touch all up in here a little bit. Just a little something in there. A little bit of something in here. And we're going to pop up a little something all up in here like this. Alright. I did all that mixing for that little bit of color. Yes, I did. Don't judge me. I'm just wiping off the paint off the brush. And we're just going to gently fade into the black with this. Like that. Just give it a little touch. Just like that. Just that. I'll circle that around like that and just have it trail away. Okay. Wiping off the brush and little X strokes, fade it. Just fade it. Just like that. Do the same thing here. Tap, 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 tap. Tap, 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 tap. Just like that. And that little guy right in here will kind of tap him a little bit. Then you just kind of scrumble and whatever. Just like that. Okay, now I did that, it's not green, right? We'll get a little bit of this yellow and we'll pop some of that yellow in there like this. Give it like a little eye to the fire right up in here like that. Then we'll just blend it away. I'll use the side of the brush here. It's a little more gentle. Like that. And we'll just tap on some of that brightness away. Like so. Smooth it out a little bit. Just like that. Alright. So I've got those little specks in there. I keep messing with it. Now I'm going to my titanium white. I don't need too much of this stuff right now. Not at this stage. A little small dot of titanium white. Like that. Wipe it all off the brush. And tap, 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 tap. A little glow there. A little bit of a glow here. You see how the titanium white just brightens and cleans some of that up? Okay. Now this brush I have is a little too big to kind of scrumble some of that stuff away, so I'm getting a stronger bristle brush here. And we're just to make some edges disappear. Just like that. Just rub it all into that black. Like that. Same thing here. You just want something glowing that you just pick and choose what you want to glow. Like that. Why do I like that? I don't know. Don't judge me. Leave me alone. Let's go on the other side. We got a little something in here. Remember, it's that yellow ochre that prevents it from turning too green. Alright. Just like that. Just a little something. We'll scrumble the rest in here like that. We'll scramble some of that back there. Get the tiniest bit of white and pop that glow in there, something like that. Okay, and I'll take my brush and we'll just scramble the rest of that away. We'll smooth that out a little bit. Be a lot of time taken with this to get the effect that I'm looking for. Hello, Jackie L. How are you? Yeah, it's a good day to paint. I only got a short limited time. This might be a two-parter, but it's a two-parter I don't mind doing. Okay, let's wait. We have to wait. So, anybody got any questions? Want to talk? Cuss me out or anything? Now's the time to do it while I'm waiting. Any questions? Because even on YouTube, dead airtime sucks. So, actually, let me take this helmet off. I'll be back. Let me get this phone and see who's talking to me. It won't take a second. I'll be right back. Okay. La, 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 la. Let's see. Is the yellow part going to be part of the lightning? No. Is the yellow part going to be part of the lightning? No, it is not. I'm just answering here with a couple people. Okay. I'm pretty sure they probably figured I was live. Let me put this phone where I can see it. I know people's gonna be replying to me, so um okay, that should be all right. Okay, any more questions? No more questions yet? As I'm looking at it, there's still damp parts here, here, a little bit here, um, here. Everything else seems to be okay. Now, what I'm going to do is build up the stuff from the black. All right, it's not going to be as overpowering as you think. Um, we'll build up this area here because this area here has to be the kind of the focal point. All right. Then everything's going to start looking a little more cloudy and smoky. So everything's a process of building. All right. Okay. so I can shut that down. Okie dokie. So that's why I'm waiting. And as I'm waiting, I guess I'll prepare a little more titanium white. Now, when I paint, you have to use brushes that are conducive to the size of the board. This is 16 by 20. So, um, I'll use obviously larger brushes. Um, the smaller ones for a little more detail and whatnot. But like I say, all of that'll come once I glaze all this over. And once I glaze it, the glaze is going to probably be laid down a little thicker than usual, maybe, because I'll be spending so much time doing cloud structures and stuff like that. Okay, and it will all be kind of tinted a little more on the reddish black side. So yeah, I might pop in some of that ochre and whatnot. So, but like I said before, when I was doing this, um, a lot of the now I got craft paint ochre, and I also have Grumbacher ochre, which is some thicker stuff. Um, too. I'll put it right next to this ochre, but it is definitely thicker paint. And yes, I still work with acrylic paint. Yeah, I'm not really much into the horror movie stuff. Um, why'd I even pull that up? That's my bad. All right, we're getting pretty close for it to be kind of dry. If those of you who remember, please hit the thumbs up button. I would really appreciate that. That would make my day. It truly would. Okay. I guess I'll use this guy. I used to use this guy a lot. What I'm going to do now is we're going to start playing with clouds. Uh, I'm looking to see what brushes I can use to get the clouds moving along here. But until that comes, I'll just put the glycerin on. Like I say, I'm going to put the glycerin on here. Glycerin is kind of runny. Alright. When you apply the glycerin and you got paint on here, if you doing something like I'm doing here, okay, like I say, glycerin's kind of runny. I want it runny on purpose though. This is a larger board. So, and I'm going to be going in certain little spots and whatnot. But I kind of know where I'm headed with this. I know where I'm going with applying the glycerin. If I put a little much on, I can always wipe it off. Okay. If you think watercolor paper can take a beating, this canvas board can really take a punishment and a pounding. So, you know. Now, the advantage of doing acrylic first without putting any medium on is that it dries ridiculously fast, as most acrylic artists already know. Okay. So a little. That's why I would say a little goes a long way, and it does. Okay, I just covered the whole thing, the whole kit caboodle. Yeah. Now this is just a habit of me. I just like neat, so I overlap and go left to right. What you see down here is soap. Glycerin is clear, but that's just soap. That's just bubbles. It'll go away. Don't worry about it. Don't cry. Don't fret. It's okay. All right. As I usually would say, now it's time to have a little fun. Get some. I'm gonna approach this like clouds, but actually it's nothing but smoke. I'm looking here. I have my black. I have my ochre. Um, let's pop up some umber. I'll put the umber right here, and we need a little more red. everything's still going to have a red cast to it, more or less. And we're just going to approach it like such. All right. Okay. So we got the blender. Let's get a large filbert. It's a number 8 filbert. We're going to use this. Don't know if I should zoom in or not. I think you'll get the gist of it as I go along here. Let's go with the umber first. We'll go a little bit of umber. We'll put it right here. Slight touch of white in the umber. All right. Get a little darker. Ready for this? No, you're not, but we're gonna do it anyway. And here we go. Bam! Put all that cloudy, mushy, all that stuff right in there like this. Now I can keep doing this because now we have the glycerin on here. You follow me? Okay. And I'm gonna play around in the black there, just like that. The glycerin's on there, and there's plenty of glycerin on there, so I can manipulate it, move it, twist it, turn it, do whatever I want. I pretty much will. Please with this stuff. All right. All up in there like that. And we're gonna keep building with it, playing with it. All in the black, all in the bright, like this. Keep on. Just like that. Now I'll be taking a soft brush to a lot of this, because there's plenty of the glycerin in here. So we're going to manipulate and do all sorts of crazy stuff with this. Alright. I'll pop some in the corner here like that. And I'm still interested mainly in the tops more than the bottom. Okay. Which is why you see me doing what I'm doing with this. Oh, we'll get a batch of that out and we'll just tap it in there like this. I know you're probably thinking, what am I doing? Why am I going in here like this with the black? You'll see. Everything's still a build-up process. Still a build-up process. So this large filbert will be our best friend for a little while. I'll place it somewhere. I'll place it right here. Let's get a smaller fadey brush here. Alright. And we'll just gently tap some of this. Just like that. Tap it away. You guys may see some of this, you may not. I'm just tapping the color all up in there, just like that. I know some of you guys think I totally lost my bird, but I didn't. Honest. And then you're probably thinking, well, if it's going to be a reddish tint, how are you going to get the red in there? Well, just like I get any other cloud formation. Okay. Just wiping off the extra and just tap away. Just like that. A lot of wiping. A lot of wiping. I'm using the side of the brush. There's a lot of glycerin on here. It has to move, fade, manipulate, turn, twist. Okay, but right now I'm just tapping the color in there. A lot of this is going to blend in with the red. Okay. Yeah, like that. You'll see. You will see. But we got to get some of that smokiness going on. Like I say, I'll be fading and blending. Just like that. Put that in there. Still got to accentuate that center area. We'll get some glowy stuff going back in here too, if some of it disappears. So fret not. with the glycerin on here, I don't have to add any to the paint because it's all on the board. I'll smooth a lot of this out so it don't look like little oval marks in there. But like I say, you're just laying down the foundation, the groundwork for this. More time will be spent doing these smoke and clouds and stuff than anything else. Once again, this is just why I'm spending so much time on this. But it's also fun. Okay. Where's my friend? There it is. I'm taking my very large brush friend, very delicately. Now where you get to be a little smooth, a little delicate. Okay. And don't want to press too hard. I'll billow some of this stuff. It's dark, so you might not be able to. It depends on your screen too. You might not see all of it, but I am touching this thing, as you can see, with the brush. One, it gets rid of the streaks, and two, I can manipulate, move it around. Okay, very soft. Shape it, twirl it around, all up in there. And it's gonna give the look of smoky haze and all that fun stuff. But you should be able to see it working around in there. And this is how you keep building and building and building. Alright. And the more I do it with the bulkier shapes, as we get into this more and more, they'll start pinpointing little things in here and there. And so what I'm saying is that as I get done with the big broad stuff, then you start getting into little tiny details and all that yumminess, as Ian would say. Okay, let's go back to our friend. So I did some of the ochre there, or the burnt umber. Let's go a little bit of the ochre, or the yeah, this is yellow ochre. Don't have to add nothing into yellow ochre. All right, and we're gonna start, especially around the lit area here. We'll play around with that a little bit, like all up in here. Okay, up around in the edges in here, and I'll just see you just plop it in there like that. All right, nothing but pure paint. Now you can do this. Nothing but this is all paint here. All of this. So it's ochre right on top of the black. All right, remember this ochre got brown in it, so you're kind of safe. All up in here. Come down in here like this. A little bit up in here. Come on down, all up in here in that corner. Okay. Only in certain areas, especially when it's nearest all of this glowing stuff. Okay, so everything's a process. Some of it you'll see, some of it you will not. Okay. We'll play around with the outer edges in here, all up in here. As you use more and more, a lot of it fades. You get less and less of it, and that's cool. Don't worry about that. It's all good in the hood. Up around in here, put some up, come on around here, all in there, just like that. See, you're not trying to overpower and take over the black. All right. Let it be your friend. Let it be your guide. Use the Force, Luke. That's the only Star Wars reference I'm going to use. Okay. Now you see this looks like a little brown bird turds all over the place, and that's fine. Okay. We are going to beautify what the parrot left. All right. La 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 la. Well, you can really see that glow. Should be right around in here somewhere. you see that spot? So yeah, it's no matter what I do, you're gonna see that spot. No matter what I do, you're gonna see that light spot. Unless I get rid of that light, if I turn off that light, I should be able to, if I got a ruler long enough. I got long arms, so let's see if this 16-inch ruler will do the trick. Let me turn off this overhead light. Did that kill the? Yep, it killed the light. All right, sorry about the light, guys. There. I think you should be able to see a little more detail and stuff. Didn't I tell you it was going to look like the pit of hell? All right. Remember, glycerin's on here. It's going to be on here for a minute. I got a smaller brush. I'm going to try to move myself to the side here. Or maybe slide this over like that. Okay, here we go. Very soft, very soft, very soft. Look at this. Now we're gonna have some fun. I told you we're gonna have some fun. We're gonna have some fun. We're gonna stir that all around there. Get it all billowy and soft. Okay. Get it all blended in. You can manipulate it, move it around, move it backwards. Okay. Pop some of that around. Get it nice and soft. I'm not adding any pressure. That's not needed. You want that haziness. Okay. And you want to bring some of that color into the black itself. So move it around. I add a smaller brush doing this. Now I'm on canvas, so you can feel the pressure. If it's too much, just let loose the pressure. And remember, you can X stroke it like that. Put them all in there. I don't need to add all super white, bright highlights. That's not necessary right now. We're just building up tones and color and shade and tints and all that stuff. Okay, the bright stuff comes very last. So right now you're not worried about all that bright. But now you're starting to get into a little bit of the blending. Okay, to start making sense to you. Now even down here, because of the glycerin loosens up paint, so even this stuff here gets moved around, believe it or not. Okay, so you can manipulate and move anything you want. Up here I can take it and swirl it a little bit, spin the rest out wherever you want. I even got smaller blenders, but that won't be used till later on. And as I'm doing this, okay, remember about this process, the glycerin is still drying. It's water soluble. You follow me? There we go. Get some of that action going down in there like that. Spin it around. I want some of those little curly things going around in there. Just like that. Some of them you want, some of them you don't. I'm just wiping off extra paint off the brush. And just spin it around. Just like that. Bring some of that down here like this. Just like that. Let's make that one trail this way a little. And we'll add some yumminess up here in this corner. Let's blend it out a little bit. Just like that. Get some stripes and some stuff stirring around there. Now see, with a thicker paint you can do some cover up. See what I tell you about covering black? If I put enough on it, believe me, black won't even be there. So just be careful, even with black, because it will take it away. Just like that. Very soft X strokes. Just blending. Alright. Now you see how that turned out looking? So imagine just keep building and building and building and building. Alright. How you doing, Maria? Better late than never. Yeah, you could have. You better, yeah. Last night was definitely the case, but it's all good. Um, where was I at? Okay, so that was the ochre. All right, and we got all sorts of colors flying around in here. All right, so let's play with a little bit of red. Let's bring out our friend. Now the red will be more or less kind of prominent, so I have to kind of pick and choose where I'm going to put this red. All right, which is probably around where this black is. So let's really watch where we're going to put the red today. All right, the red I'll be a little more self-conscious about because this painting will utilize a lot of this red. Now, if I find I have a red that I can't really manipulate, then I'm going to have to switch up or make it darker or do something with it. But we're going to see. I'll give this red a chance. This is not my normal red. Okay. How you doing, Carrie? It's good to see you. This is three-headed dragon time. But as I was explaining, a lot of care is going into the clouds because, or the smoke, or whatever you want to call it, because the um, the creature itself will be backlit. Okay, and if you're painting a character that's backlit, it's got to have a recognizable silhouette, even if you're not really familiar with what the thing is. Okay, it still has to be fully recognizable. All right. Now, as I say, even though I'm going into the ochre, I'm gonna still mess around with the black going into the red. Okay, because red still has to kind of show prominent in the whole piece. You follow me? So I can kind of play around and manipulate and have a little fun. And plus, I also know that when we're doing the red, I have to do fade out the bottom ends or the sides, depending on where I'm at with this thing. All right. Even though it's dark, you'll still be able to see a lot of this. And plus, remember, we do have highlights coming. All right. So as I'm playing around here, messing around, it's more like the first layer than anything of the red. Like I said, if I have to manipulate and add more black to the red, I'll be doing that too. But it all depends on how it's going to turn out as I'm doing it. I'm using up all this red, as a matter of fact, and I don't care. It's all good. Alright, let's play with just that right now. See what happens. If you have any statements, any comments, any questions, go ahead, feel free. You're not interrupting me. I am looking up there. That's okay, Maria. You know, that's the good thing about that there recording. It will stay up there until they decide to change the rules again. Okay, I'm going to make sure my head is out the way, but we're going to maintain the same look, the same type of style that we did with the yellow ochre. It's a nice fade. We're fading it. Okay. You got to know when to hold them, know when to fold them, know when to walk away, know when to run. You got to count. Oh, you know what? I can't even say something into that. I might get a strike. So it ends right there. No more lyrics. Alright. I'm playing with you guys. Once again, soft blending. Right now you're working on tints and shades. Tint is when you add and lighten up. Shade is when you darken. Right? Makes sense, right? Shade is a cooler color. Tint is a warmer color. Okay? You follow me? You guys get that? There will be a test. As you see how the red mixes in with the black, as I said it would. And with acrylic you can do that. Still be careful because you can, even with this, you can take away I'm wiping off the brush because it picks up a lot of little debris and stuff. Um, Even with black, you can make the black disappear. So just be mindful of that. Putting it right into the ochre, mix it right in there. The glycerin is still very wet, very pliable. All right, be careful in the shine area. Okay, I kind of want some of these guys to really define that shine area. We'll get to making that stuff pop out too. There we go. Ah, yes, the pit of hell. That's just what it looks like, and that's what it's supposed to look like. Let's see if I can get me some color here and rub it right up in there. There. All sorts of stuff going on there. Okay. I'm not going to clean this brush as of yet because I'll be coming back to it. But let's take the big brush. Okay. What size is this? This is 16 by 20, I believe. Here, hold on. What are you? Are you 16 by 20? Oh, it's got to be. Yep, it's 16 by 20. "16 by 20 canvas panel." Excuse my head. Okay, big brush, very soft X strokes, very light. The Bob Ross 3 hairs and some air deal. That's exactly what I'm doing. Now some of this is catching, which is fine. It's great actually. Okay, that means the glycerin is wearing off a little bit, but not as much as you think because you don't need that much to get the effect. But even though it don't look like I'm touching it, trust me, I am. It's just smoothing out whatever streak marks are left. Okay, I can go right over the bright spot with this. And with the X strokes like this, the crisscross strokes, believe it or not, it kind of straightens out everything. Okay, and it smooths out whatever. Okay, just like so. Smooths it right out. It's good to see you guys. Hit that thumbs up button. All right. That will just make me so warm and fuzzy inside. Okay. So I redid some of the reds. As you can tell, the ochre is in there. All right. Um, Even some of the burnt umber is also in there. All right. Okay, dokie then. I got one more color to maybe play around with. All right. Maybe one more color. I'm thinking. Yeah. Yep. We're gonna get a smaller filbert. I know I have one hanging around here somewhere. If not, we'll go for the big boy. I don't see the smaller filbert. And I know I must have put the big guy there. But we'll use the big guy. I don't really want to use the big guy. Screw that. Forget him. We'll use this guy. What number are you? You're number 6. He's slightly smaller, but we need this guy. All right. Let's play with some umber. Some really dark stuff. We're going to get some titanium white, and we're mixing it in with said umber. I kind of like that color right there, but we're going to go a little darker. Just like that. Maybe a little darker. That might do. Okay, ready? This is where you get really kind of nitpicky. All right, and we'll play around up in here like this. We'll just add a few like that. All right, get some more. We can deal and play with this stuff here just like that. We'll play with this in certain spots and areas. Now, what I'm doing is just picking out where I want to add some of this. A little more titanium white and put it in the wrong spot. A little more titanium white right here. A little bit more umber. Just like that. Get some more umber. Put it in like that. Okay. And remember, no matter what you do, no matter what you do, just like that, this stuff dries flat. So if you think you're going a little bit too light, you're not. Alright? You're not. We'll have a little bit up in here. This is why I use the filbert brush. It gives me the angles that I want. Alright. And I'm going to be utilizing this with a smaller, I can't bring it to my mind, smaller mop brush. I'm just getting some more of this umber. Pop the umber right here. Now I can do this and leave it because of the glycerin that's all over the board. Now I added I did the colors, I blended dry, and then once the colors that I wanted on here, as I blended dry, were done doing what they're doing, okay, then I waited for it to dry and I added the glycerin. Okay. Gotta have, well, at this stage of the painting, what I'm doing is maintaining a kind of a sharp outside here, and then I'll just fade it around like that. I'll play around with some of that in here, some of that fade. It's mixing in with other colors, so it's giving me other nice, awesome options to just play with here, just like that. Now on that spot right there, where this glow is, I'll just tease a little bit of titanium white in there, just like that, just to let you know, that spot's got a little little shine to it there. I'll even play with some of that here, just like that, just up around in here, just like that. I don't necessarily have to pounce in that fashion either. Let's play with a nice little billow right here, one like that. All right, then we just come around and we'll play like this a little bit. Now I know it looks kind of weird, look like little, like I say, little turds running around. All right, but we're gonna beautify the turds. All right, let's get the little cute, the little sexy makeup brush, the one you do your little cheeks with. All right, let's go back up here to the top, and we're gonna take it and we're gonna gently, this is very soft, the hairs on this, and we're gonna gently just rub those on out like that. It's okay, let it fade on out. And with this brush, now we're on canvas, so you can give it a little tougher press. All right, you can soften up some of them down on the bottom. See here on the sides, we're going from the side, we're going to fade up the side, keep that edge. All right, down here you can either tap like I'm doing this, tap it away, or you can just rub it on out because the brush is so soft. All right, I'm just getting some of the brown off of the brush since it just landed in my hand, showing you the example. See, you can tap it away like that, or you can just kind of scramble it away. All it's going to do is disappear into the black like that, and you can soften up some of those edges if you would like, flow them around, play with them. Okay, all up in here, I told you I was going to go towards the bottom, make them disappear. Just like that. You can soften up some of them, some of the edges there. Because remember, these are not highlights yet. It's just me adding more dark, dingy colors. Okay. Oh, great. Awesome. About time. Sweet. You know, the funny thing is, Maria, is that the brushes do work fine. They're great, as a matter of fact, to be honest with you. But of course, I didn't film myself doing the floral. I'm just wiping off the color, and then I just stir it around, just like that, just like that, creating all sorts of interesting little pockets. I'm not worried about all of that because remember, this stuff is yet to dry. You follow me? So you're not really messing anything up. Stir it around. Remember, you want interesting little pockets of color and shades and tints and tones and all that good stuff. So I'm stirring it around. Once I stir it around, okay, that little spot right there, and see how it goes away. You can make a little puffs and tufts and all of that. Let's do one here like that, just like this, and then you fade the rest out. That little glowy part there. Once you get it like that, right? This is people are scared of doing this part. All of this takes a light touch. Light touch. Okay. That's it. You're not getting rid of all that little flowing stuff. Light touch. Just like that. And there you go. Alright, let's continue on over here. Now I can press a little more because we're on the canvas. So I can manipulate, press, and do all sorts of things with this. Alright. And remember, I kind of want the harder edges toward the light. You got me? So as I mentioned also earlier, some if you didn't come in and hear me babble about it, even with doing color, what I'm doing here, all I'm doing, I'm just mixing and softening color, giving the appearance of smoke and whatnot. Same way you would do clouds, it's just a different color, so it will appear kind of smoke like. Billy knows exactly what I'm talking about because he knows what this is going to look like because he's more than likely seen the image. Okay, I'm just doing it by memory. I'm not doing the exact image. It's like a shot from the movie. Okay, and the shot is only a few seconds long, but I mean the image is very powerful. Let's curve him. Let's give him a curve like that. Why not? And then we'll just kind of fade some of that out there, like that, and we'll trail him this way. But see how you can manipulate this stuff, turn it around, do whatever you want to do because the glycerin is still quite wet. Okay. All right. Like I say, most of the time will be spent on these clouds. Okay. So if you got to take a station identification break, I understand. I gotta look at the clock and make sure that yeah, I'm good because I got to get up out of here in a few hours. La la la, I'm getting a little more umber. There's a certain amount of the color that I'm looking for this. But I want you to look over here. Remember how it was kind of yucky, kind of weird looking, but look at the way it looks now, especially when it starts to dry. All right, the color sets. Smooth that out a little bit better. The color starts to set. All right. All we're doing is layering color, and layering color. Oh yes, it's very exciting to get new brushes, especially if they were gifted to you. She is a sweetheart. She spoils me, and I don't know why. We're gonna pop some of this up in here, just like that. I want to get the edge here. Let me show you something. This is another reason why I use the filbert. Okay, over here. Let's do it this way. Over here. Alright, bring the brush out. I want a nice little boom, little edge like that, and we come around, we can curve it in like that. I'm not concerned about this down here. All this here. This I'm not really that's going to be blended and faded away anyway. Okay, let's get a little more white. And as I'm doing it, I'm also picking up the color underneath this, which is why I refresh my brush a lot. Now, obviously here it would be brighter. I'm gonna get some of that and put it up in here like this. But all I'm really doing is messing with the edge. All of this here is just me where I want to trail some of that stuff at. Okay, that's all. Where am I at here? Where do I want to put the rest of this? Let's go up here in the corner. Can you guys see? Let me get my head out the way. I know that this camera has a tracking on it, so it's actually tracking my scalp. So sometimes I'm mindful of it. Most times I'm not. All right. I think that should be it. Let's clean off this brush. Put baby filbert right around here somewhere. Okay, once again, take our cutesy little makeup brush. I think you guys can pretty much see where I'm at. I'm more or less up here. So, once again, very softly, I'm gonna, because I just put this on here, so of course you guys can't see most of what I'm doing because my back of my palm is in the way. But all I'm doing is I'm just fading it out here. Look, fade it out just like that. See this? I can wisp it around like that. It doesn't matter. I'm wiping off the color off the brush very lightly. Just fade it away. Come here. Manipulate that down here a little bit. Maybe put a little bit of it in there like that. Okay. Then I'll just take the bottom end and gently fade it away. You can fade it right away. And as I'm doing this and I'm looking at it in the monitor, okay, see, I'm not fading it all to 1 degree. I'm varying the fade. Some I'll press on a little harder than others. I have to get my head in the way here because of the shine. Just like that. And then get that little tuft right in there. We'll start adding all sorts of characteristics to this once we start highlighting things. Alright. But I do appreciate it. I really do. You see, we got what, 5 people looking? Okay. Not too many people are talking, but that's okay. Alright. As I'm looking at this more and more, I'm checking it out here and there. Watch me do something really sneaky and crazy. Alright. And this is going to require, I'll use the baby filbert. Now watch what I'm going to do. I'm going into black. I'm only using the tip of black. Alright, let's go right up in here. And we can be cute. Add a little bit of that like that. The reason why I'm doing this, I'm showing you what you can do here. I'll put some up in there like that. Alright, I'll go back into my little tip. I know it's crazy what I'm doing. Put some, just returning some dark here and there. Just here and there. Just a little bit of dark in there. Just like that. Where's my little baby fader here? Now, you see I put the black in there. But we're going to approach it the same way. But you're just using black. Look. Look at the effect. Look, watch. Look at this. Look, see this? And I can bring some up in there, fade it a little bit. Look at that. See? Not as intrusive as you think, is it? Do the same thing here. If I want to accentuate that little bit of yellow back there, that's all you do. And you can just pat some of that away, wipe off the black off the brush, and you just very gently. See, you're not getting rid of anything. You're just bringing out some things. Okay, right here, same deal. A little extra. It's a little dark back there anyway, but I want to reclaim some of that darkness. But see, you can bring some of that back. Okay, and you make it just as soft and gentle, like it never was put there on purpose. Just like that. look at that. Look how that looks. You can spend so much time doing this. Pretty much like I'm doing right now. But I have to. It's because of the mood of the painting, to be honest with you. Okay. Like this. Put it right in there. Now, another thing I have to tell you, when this stuff starts getting tacky and the paint starts getting tacky, alright, be careful. Because then it will start to remove paint. So just be mindful. But a soft brush will help bring it back. Okay, but it will start to remove paint on you. I'm just smoothing out some of the other stuff here. Now remember, even though you see me doing clouds, I'm doing clouds over the whole thing. Okay, there's going to be a mountain in here. Alright. The mountain will probably be off-centered a little bit. But his wings are huge. His wings are like this. And they're big bat things with his two tails and got three heads or whatnot. Okay, so that's in this center mass area. But I have to wait for a second or two. I just want to kind of fade out some of that smoke. All this in here, I just want to kind of soften that a little bit. And plus we got our highlights to do. But not yet. Not yet. Not yet. Okay, let's put the little power mode on for that. I gotta change this. Let's see. Oh, I already know who that is. Nobody's still talking. You guys are hearing me mumble to myself. Pitiful. Just pitiful. Okay, let me stop teasing you guys. Let's go into a little bit of white. I'm slowly getting into a little bit of the highlights. Slowly. Get a little bit of ochre. I do the ochre and white this time. The reason why I'm doing ochre, because ochre, even though it's bright, it's not overly super bright like if I would have used cad yellow or something like that. So we're going to very lightly like that, and maybe a little bit of it like this. Very lightly right now. Just a little bit here and there. I'm just turning the brush over just like this. And maybe a little bit here. Now I'm going to use an even smaller, I know I got one here, an even smaller brush. Because we're getting into like little detail things now. Okay, and I'm just going to tap some of that bottom edge, even though, see, I'll just tap the bottom edge, make the bottom edge disappear a little. See that? Alright, now the paint's getting tacky on here, so this soft brush is perfect. So you get those little fade effects, and you just have people wondering, how do you do that? Is it an airbrush? No, it's not an airbrush. Go take a nap. There you go. Like that. You see how that starts to happen? Alright. Just the tip of the filbert. Okay. And I'm going like, it's almost like a how you would do the radiating pockets of light from the sun or whatever, like the sunbeams and stuff like that. That's basically what I'm doing essentially. Just like saying, we'll kind of bring it up in front of there like this. Alright. And I'm just destroying the bottom edge. When I say destroy the bottom edge, I'm just fading it out like that. When I do bright highlights like this, you don't need too much of it. Okay. And even with this little baby brush, lightly fade it out there. Okay. I'm wiping the brush off. I'm wiping the brush off pretty strong on this towel. Alright. Just like so. And just like that. Come down here, just a little couple pats will do. Just like that. Alright. I'll get my head out of the way. And lightly just, remember, even though the glycerin is starting to tag up or whatever, it's still there. Alright. I know it looks like something like this for people who haven't watched me do this, or people who who appreciate painting but never really see the details. They think it took you days to do this. I'm being honest, they do. And you know what? As long as they open up their wallets, let them think what they want. Truly, let them think it. If that's what you feel it took, let them have at it. It's all right. I'm gonna give it a little push here, a little push hanging around in there like this. Just give it a little push like that, like that. Okay, and we're just gonna tap this all the way, just like that. You can leave some, you can keep some, up to you. Some can hang around a little bit brighter somewhere else. I'm just wiping off the brush as I'm talking to you, and you guys are not talking back. It's all right. I think you guys do that on purpose just to hear me say you're not talking back. And we'll do some of this here, and we're gonna make some of that disappear. Remember, you consider your light source and where it's coming from. Everything's coming from the center. Okay. I'll smooth some of that out there like that. Smooth some of that out. And we'll bring some of that back here. Smooth that out. Like that. Now you guys are looking at it here, but there's a monitor right here. And I'm looking at it. That guy right there. Alright. And believe it or not, with me looking at it at the monitor, I'm seeing it at a different light than me seeing it looking at it from here. Okay. I know that might be a little hard to believe, but it's true. Getting a little more yellow ochre, a little more of the white. Tip of the brush, and we'll work on the other side here. And this is not even the highlight. You can create your own. I'm just building it right off the clouds here. Yeah, we can do a couple of those too. Maybe from right here, and I have some kind of billowing out that way like that, and this hand look like that, and kind of bring it on around in here. Okay. And can you guys see me do this? Yes, you guys can. Right here on the side there, and we'll turn him around like that, and we'll get him here, catch him there, and we'll catch a couple right in here, just like that. Actually, just give it a little push, give it a little rim there, like that. And we'll work right from this one, and we'll just pat the rest away like that, and we'll pat him away like that, and we'll come here and we'll add a little spice there. We'll give him a curve like that. I gave him a curve. All right, then you just pat away some of the stronger streaks, just like that. All right, see that? Right up in here like this. Just wave it. Wave this one this way. Give him a little curl. Like that. And then we'll just get the paint off the brush first. And we'll make it disappear. Boom. Make all that disappear right into that yellow. Make this disappear. Get that ridge out of there. Just like that. Just like that. Like so. Okay. Okay. Yeah, this is not even a final highlight. We'll get a couple of these guys working around in here like this. And like that. And a couple of them just tapping in there like this. Oh, get a nice one right here, a little rim. Let's give him a little something in here like that, and then we'll just slightly touch that guy right there. All right, and then we'll just tap this away. If you guys are so inclined, if you would like to donate to the cause, I do have a PayPal button on the lower right hand side of my banner or on the description below. If not this video, they are on the other ones. Um, you can donate that way too. The paint's getting tacky, which is cool. And I'll just kind of blend it away, just like that. Alright, remember, this is not even the final highlight. Alright, getting close to it, but it's not the final highlight. You're approaching this just like you would approach clouds or whatnot. But when you see the thing, when I put him in there and whatnot, you'll see. Now, as I'm doing this, I probably won't do too much more, because then I'll be adding it. I'm gonna add in the mountains and such. Okay, so a lot of what you see might be disappearing, and that is also fine. Remember to paint through your objects. Paint through whatever. Even if you know something's gonna be placed, that's okay, because it all will be blended in. Alright. Still looking at it. I'm not gonna highlight those, not with this color. I do like the yellow ochre though. The yellow ochre is pretty slick. Let's clean off this brush. Alright, let's go with a little bit of what I don't have. I have to put it on there. Yellow. The CAD yellow and white. Just cleaning off this other filbert. No questions. You guys better not be making a drinking game. Every time I ask a question, you guys take a sip. Don't do that. Alright, just a little bit of this CAD yellow. A little touch. We're going to do this just like you do the white, a little titanium white in that yellow. Just like this. Now, why am I using this color? Well, these guys, I'll put them out there in the back. Like this. Come on back here like this. And maybe one running around there like that. Same concept. Same concept. Let's get one. You don't even know if you're going to see all of this, because